Over here again at the Frankfurt Renner Library. I'm trying to kind of get out in public and see how things are going out here because it's just like a whorehouse at my show. I mean, at my home. So just here trying to kind of do what I've been doing when I'm here, and that's hopefully to like eliminate the use and not hear these 10 alien words, and that's these words I've been hearing everywhere I go, and that's fink, tetrazine, hydrazine, furls, kloop, blump, frangalang, exogeny, consecrate, and scout and scrubs. So this is the library experiment, day 8. So they kind of started hissing already, and that's something that they do. They start to hiss. I now have like a burning sensation in my eye right here, and an acrid taste in my mouth. So that'd be an example of hydrazine. So on the way here, they're saying that they're going to like abduct me or something like that, and they're just trying to like make me feel like fear and stuff wherever I go. And I don't know how much of this is true, but they're definitely trying to like coerce me into God knows what. So now it kind of feels like my legs are like getting like shocked, like my feet are kind of like on fire, and there's twitching sensations in the muscles of my feet. So mouth again, and it feels like my tongue is like stinging, has like needles being poked into it. It's a pretty quiet day today, thankfully, but I'm still feeling ill effects. I think I just heard hydrazine. So there's the first count of tetrazine. There's the first count of ferals. There's the first count of hydrazine. And the first count of blump. There's a count of consecrate. The first count of gloop. The first count of fing. And then I have like a swelling sensation in the glands in my neck. A second count of ferals. The second count of fing. Now I've got like another swelling sensation in the glands in my neck, and in my groin as well. Actually, I'm starting to get an overwhelming pain in my groin, and it's actually quite horrible. that's the second count of consecrate, and then there are some of those like tiny kind of popping noises, which means they're releasing exogeny gas in here. Now my the muscles in my thighs are starting to like swell up and twitch, as well as in my feet. The first count of frangling. Again, these are all alien words that they're saying, and no one really kind of seems to notice. I just got a acrid taste in my mouth, and I thought I heard him say hydrazine, but I can definitely feel it. I'm gonna mark the first notable comment of "Don't resist." This is at 1:43 on Thursday, June 27th. That's the third count of consecrate. And so that was by the librarian dude. I mean, he says a lot of most of the stuff here. He's almost always here. He's a bearded dude, and I just don't know how you're we have plenty of these examples of these words and what they mean. They've been saying consecrate constantly, and I can taste it in my mouth and I feel it in my stomach, and so now it feels like I'm getting very sick to the stomach, and that's an example of this consecration radiation. Fourth count of consecrate. And I believe he said you need to be stopped. That's the fifth count of consecrate. I think I just heard gloop, but I'm not completely sure. I definitely just heard the third count of furls. Second count of gloop, sixth count of consecrate. First count of skrelps, a fourth count of furls. A seventh count of consecrate. First count of we're augmenting you. And then I can feel something jacking into the my back left shoulder. And I have more extreme pain in my back left shoulder. It's starting. Yeah, it's really bad. So the second count of tetrazine. Got some like herky-jerky movements going on, and now I feel like twitching in my muscles. That's what they do. They come up and they make these kind of like herky-jerking, like exasperated movements, and that's it. That's an example of them using like some type of exogeny weapon. Now I have like a swelling in my lymph nodes as well. And it feels like more attempted augmentation in my back. It feels like they're trying to jack my spine. Yeah, I can feel it pulling out. There's more attempts at rampant paranoia. Said something about the police are here, and the thing is that I don't have anything to feel guilty for because I'm being victimized and tortured in a public place by obviously a bunch of creatures who are trying to pretend to be human. Second count of frailing. The first death threat. So I can now feel a number of attempted augmentations in my back, left shoulder, and in my leg as well. Get some like twitching in my muscles in my thigh. And at this point, it's only been like 15 minutes. I feel like it's just a danger to my personal safety to be here. So I'm gonna mark my first danger to personal safety, even though I've already been poisoned multiple times and had one death threat. I feel like anytime I get within 30 feet of these creatures, I feel in danger. But now I feel like there's just enough evidence that you can just prove that there is a danger by being even around these things. Another notable quote is something about screaming louder, and that's what they call this whenever I start talking about what they're doing to me. They call it screaming or smoking, and it's just two of the kind of like underhand terms, so they can talk about torturing me in public. They also call me her or she in my presence, so they don't like directly allude to talking about me. So there's a lot of underhand ways they try and just talk about you in public, but then they act like they're going about their business or whatever. But I mean, the whole time, you can tell the background noise and conversation is directly revolving around what I'm doing. So they said scream louder like 3 times now. Also, it's kind of strange because it's starting to look like all the people kind of look like they got like a double kind of like blur to them almost. Like your eyes are out of focus, but everyone seems to. I don't know if the universe is just it's like kind of splitting in two or something like that, where like they're human personas that like have to like pretend to portray what they're doing, are just in such conflict with the atrocities and crimes against humanity that they're committing. It seems like there's actually like a type of split that's happening. Like I noticed I've had like almost like 2 shadows for the past week now. But that might be an example of like sometimes these agents like in these like suits and stuff try to get like directly on top of you or directly behind you and like create a construct of you on top of you, and it kind of shows up like in your shadow and like in the mirror. Like I've had like double reflections happening and things like that. Second count of we're augmenting you. can feel it trying to jack into my left hand that I'm using to write with. My feet are kind of starting to go numb. I think they're restricting blood flow to my capillaries at the moment. And now my hand is experiencing an extreme amount of pain. I think it feels like some type of like microwave emission. I'm gonna mark my second danger to personal safety. I'm just starting to feel like it's just really unsafe to be around this many of them. Now my whole left leg is going completely numb now. I'm starting to go into convulsions as well. So I'm starting to go into convulsions here because so they're definitely like totally like shocking me and attacking me with some type of weapon at the moment. And it's starting to make me convulse, and I'm here at the public library, so I mean it's pretty dangerous now. I'm gonna mark my third danger to personal safety. I'm having more convulsions just walking across the floor here. I'm having swelling in my lymph nodes right now. I'm having more like kind of convulsions, like tightening in my jaw. Eighth count of consecrate. I now have like an extreme pain in my left arm. I think it feels like microwave emissions, as well as I'm feeling like sick to my stomach from the consecration. Fifth count of pearls. And some more of those like tiny popping noises from them releasing like exogenic gas. And now I can taste it in my mouth. I got an acrid taste in my mouth, and it feels like I'm getting very sick to my stomach. a sharp pain in my eye. It feels like a small pin has been jabbed into my eye now. And the 9th count of Consecrate. And now I have like a burning, stinging pain going all up my left arm, as well as like convulsions in my spine. The 3rd count of We're Augmenting You. Again, it feels like my left foot is going numb. I believe that's a 10th count of Consecrate, and I can feel it in my stomach. I got a very upset feeling in my stomach. It's absolutely horrible. I'm having like more muscular convulsions in my jaw now. So it's been about 35 minutes here, and so far we have 2 counts of Fink, 2 counts Tetrazine, 2 counts Hydrazine, 5 counts Furls, 2 counts of Gloop, 1 count of Blump, 2 counts of Franglang, no counts of Exogeny, 10 counts of Consecrate, 1 count of Skrelps. And the notable quotes I've heard are, don't resist, you need to be stopped. 3 times they said, we're augmenting you. They made herky-jerky movements once. They also said that the police are here, and then there was 1 death threat. I marked 3 dangers to my personal safety that I felt personally about. And then 3 times they said, scream louder. And then twice I started to convulse. And